Hello, folks, and welcome into the Weather Center. It's plenty cold right now. There's an approaching storm system. You might think, oh, it's 20 degrees. We're going to get some snow. Well, it's not quite that cut and dry because temperatures warm up to around freezing this afternoon by the time that storm system gets here. Then, this evening, the numbers continue to go up. It's very unusual to see this happen, but overnight we'll probably be in the 40s. By Friday morning, we'll be up into the 50s. Strong winds out of the south pulling in all of that warm and mild air. All right, the system currently is anchored to our south and to our west. There's a lot of moisture trying to come on up from that direction along with it. And you guys are going to notice that we start to see things go downhill early afternoon. So it's quiet this morning. If you've got any last-minute Christmas errands, plans, get out there sooner rather than later. Here's 4 p.m. and you can see snow will have overtaken the Catskills and the Mohawk Valley. It's cold enough to get a couple hours of snow in the mountains, but in the river valleys, probably going to be a bit of a rain-snow mix. So maybe we got a slushy coating in Albany. The hills and mountains are probably going to pick up 2 to 5 inches of fresh snow from this. Then we continue to see the temperatures rise and everything switches over to rain, not just in the valleys, even in the hills and mountains, even in the Adirondacks, even in the Greens. So that fresh snow probably going to melt. Bit of a flooding concern with a lot of rain and a lot of snow melt. By tomorrow morning, we're in the 50s, but look at what happens tomorrow afternoon. As the system begins to depart and move out of our area, we got blue. Numbers are crashing. Temperatures are going to be plummeting back down to around freezing just as the last of the precipitation is moving out of here. So a final burst of heavy, wet snow is possible. Then temperatures continue to drop into the teens. Now, it's also going to be quite windy. Saturday morning could be a little bit blustery, but during the peak of this storm, we expect gusts as high as 40 to 60 miles per hour, so maybe some power outages. Big flood concern as well, because you can see a lot of us are expecting 1 inch to 2 or 3 inches, especially in some of the higher terrain east of Albany. That's enough rain on its own to cause rivers to rise a little bit, but you factor in that there's a foot or two of snow on the ground in some of the more mountainous locations, and all of that's going to be melting, also running into the area waterways, also causing problems. So you got to be on the lookout. Typical problem spots might experience some localized flooding. Then, anything wet or slushy left after the main part of the storm, going to freeze solid. We're 14 on Saturday morning, crazy cold. Both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are also cold and windy. Temperatures range from the teens in the morning to the 20s in the afternoon. That means at times we could have single-digit wind chills, maybe below 0 wind chills. You got to stay warm. A coat is not a bad Christmas present with this forecast.
Single digit, you don't say, Mackie.
Oh, I do.
He does.
He says. All right.